Hello everyone, I am UnsungNPC and today we are here with the Druid class. So for the Druid class, I need to preface this by saying that I use a mod called Call of the Wild. It's from the Nexus, it's made by Holic92, I suggest you check it out. It adds a lot of classes, it adds a few archetypes to classes already in the game. The Druid class is one of those classes. Okay, so we're going to go over the base game archetypes first. And then there's going to be a few extra archetypes that are only from the mod. So if you don't have the mod and don't want to use the mod, then the beginning of the video is for you. If you're interested in what the mod has to offer, which is some pretty cool stuff in my opinion, watch the whole thing and see what there is. Alright, so let's dive right in. The Druid. Alright, so for the Druid, it's a pretty straightforward class. There's just some like variable things you can do. So for the nature bond, you can take either an animal companion or you can take a cleric domain that's air, earth, fire, water, plant, weather, or animal. Alright? So those are the choices there. You have to be neutral if you're a druid. So neutral good, neutral, lawful neutral, chaotic neutral, neutral evil. You have to be some type of neutral to be able to be a druid, to represent the balance you have, that nature has. Okay? And then you get spontaneous summoning. So at any time, you can trade in one of your spell slots for a summon nature's ally spell. Alright? So they get nature sense, so +2 on lore nature checks and detect magic. Woodland stride, moving through any difficult terrain at normal speed. And then eventually, Venom immunity. They also get resist nature's lure, so +5 on saving throws against spell-like abilities and spell-like and supernatural abilities of the Fae. So being able to resist the Fae. And then they get different wild shapes. So there's wolf, leopard, direwolf, bear, small elemental, smilodon, mastodon, mandragora, medium elemental, shambling mound, large elemental, giant flytrap, treant, huge elemental. So you can get kind of pretty crazy with the wild shapes here. And then obviously they get spells. The Blight Druid is similar to the regular Druid, except you have to pick a domain, not an animal companion, and you can add death and destruction domains to the list that you can choose from. Okay? They get nature sense, woodland stride. Instead of venom immunity, you get blight blooded. So you're immunity to all diseases, natural and supernatural, and you're immune to effects that would cause you to become sickened or nauseated. Alright? And then you get this miasma ability that is, if you're adjacent to a creature at the beginning of its turn, the creature must succeed a fortitude save or become sickened for a round. If it's animal, fae, or plant type enemy, they become nauseated for 1 round and then sickened for a whole minute after. So it's stronger on those specific nature related types. And then you get Plague Bearer, where any creature that strikes you with a touched attack, unarmed strike, or natural weapon has to succeed a fortitude save or contact the bubonic plague as the contagion spell. So that's dangerous right there. So no nature's lore, no resist nature's lore. You have the same wild shapes though, and then still spontaneous summoning. So very like anti-life druid. Okay, brings back their caretakers of the lands ravaged by natural disasters. Right? Very, very interesting druids there. Defender of the True World is the anti-Fae druid. These are the druids that attack the Fae and stop them from invading our world. So you get animal companion or a domain. We don't have spontaneous summoning. You get enemy of the Fae, So +2 bonus to attack rolls and damage rolls against the Fae. Summoning spells. Okay. So you can summon, you can do spontaneous summoning for Nature's Ally, but you can't summon Fae creatures. So normally you could summon like mites or red caps or Fae creatures like that, but the Defender of the True World cannot. They can only do the animals. And they get Faebane, so +4 bonus on saving throws against spell-like and supernatural abilities of the Fae, and you treat your natural attacks as cold iron for the purpose of overcoming reduction. And +2 on caster level checks. And I guess that goes for shapeshifting too. So if you shapeshift and you have natural attacks, then you can you get cold iron natural attacks against the Fae, which is really cool. And then Fae Stalker. So the Defender of the True World's animal companion and any creature she summons with Summon Nature's Ally gets a +1 bonus on attack and damage roll against Fae, which stacks up to 4. That's actually really cool, and it kind of makes you want to pick an animal companion instead of some domain, because then you get to give them these bonuses against the Fae. So Ultimate Fae Killer, right here, Ultimate Fae Killer. The next one is the Fae Speaker. This is the Pro Fae class. I'm personally anti-Fae myself because they're kind of annoying, but if you're Pro Fae, here you are. Alright, so the Fae Speaker, same stuff on the Nature Bond, Nature Sense, Woodland Stride, Venom Immunity. You get Fae Magic, so you use your Charisma instead of Wisdom for spell casting. So this is now a Charisma-based caster. And you can add a enchantment or illusion spell from the Sorcerer Wizard spell list to your Druid spell list, which is pretty cool. And then you can do all of the shape-shifting, except you don't get access to the elemental wild shapes. You only get access to these other creatures, the living creatures. So no elemental wild shape, but you get all the Fae magic, which is pretty cool. So this becomes like a charisma casting character with an animal companion and still the ability to wild shape, which is pretty dope. Okay, the next 3 archetypes is where the mod content begins. Okay, the Call of the Wild mod content. So that's where we're starting that now. First, we have the Storm Druid. The Storm Druid has to choose either the air or weather domain or one of their subdomains. Okay? And then you get spontaneous casting, but instead of nature spells, summon nature ally, it's the domain spells for the domains that you can cast. You get Stormwalker, no longer slowed by weather effects, which if you haven't played this game, there are storms where you walk really freaking slow in them. If you have played this game, you know what I'm talking about. Eyes of the Storm. You can see through magical fog, mist, gas, wind, rain, or similar inclement weather conditions. That's actually really nice. At only a 4th level too. That's really good. Wind Ward. So you can select another domain or subdomain from those available through your nature bond. So you can select another one, which is really cool. And then Storm Druid is unaffected by natural and magical wind effects. And they gain a +2 on saving throws against sonic effects. Storm Lord. And then you get all of your wild shape access and your nature sense and your detect magic. It's just these powers right here change at the top. You don't get resist nature's lore, and you have to pick those specific domains. And we'll take a look at the domains after these, don't worry. The Draconic Druid. You have to take a Drake companion as your animal companion, so a little baby dragon. You get spontaneous summoning. Dragon Sense, so +2 on knowledge, arcana, and knowledge world checks. You get +4 on saving those against spells and spell-like abilities and supernatural abilities of dragons. You get Dragon Shape, so you get claws, fangs, 1 natural bonus to armor, so 2 claws and a bite attack. Okay. Then eventually for wild shape, you can get Dragon Kind 1 and then Dragon Kind 2. So you just straight up turn into a freaking dragon. Which is awesome, if you ask me. Pretty awesome. Yeah, so Dragon Druid. This is the Dragon Druid. Nature Fang. I took a look at this one, and honestly, this seems amazing. Okay, this is like playing a Slayer that has an animal companion, okay? And spells. So you get your spells, you can take your animal companion or choose a domain, whatever works for you. You get Studied Target, that stacks up to 5, and then eventually becomes a swift action. Studied Target allows you to gain a +1 bonus on it weapon attack and damage rolls against the target. And if you sneak attack them, you get Studied Target automatically. And which, by the way, you get sneak attack, which is awesome. And then you get Slayer talents. They're kind of like rogue talents. They're basically rogue talents, but there's a little bit more combatness in them than a regular rogue talent. Eventually advanced talents. And then the sneak attack, if you get the accomplished sneak attacker feat, this will increase the ability of the sneak attack since it's only 1 right here. But Nature Fang, I mean, that's awesome. You're just like a druid rogue with an animal companion, possibly. Take like the leopard, you have 2 little stalkers at once. Amazing. I really dig this one a lot. I like this one. I like the Storm Druid. And honestly, I love Defender of the True World just because there's so many, like... The reason this is in here is because there are Fae in this game. And being able to kill Fae is nice. So, I like this a lot. Blight Druid's also really cool, though. I'm cool for, like, anything, like, negative energy type or, like, death-related kind of thing, which is cool. So, those are the Druids. We're going to take a look at the domains. By the way, favorite class, awesome mod, also by Holic92. I highly recommend it. Being able to take the, Druid, and then you get to choose a bonus based on your race, which is really cool. Get those extra points, hit points, skill points, whatever. If you have a different spell casting class, you can get extra spells, which is really cool. Okay, so animal companions. They have bear, boar, dog, elk, giant centipede. Love that one. Leopard, mastodon, monitor lizard, smilodon, and wolf. Okay, those are all base game. Nothing added by the mod there. Domains. Air, animal, earth, fire, plant, water, weather. And then the subdomains added in by the mod are lightning and storms. If you want to look at any of those powers and what they do, you can go ahead and go back through me scrolling through them and pause the video so that you can see the different powers and read them for yourself. I don't want to take up too much of your time by reading them all out loud myself, so go through as I just went through them and kind of just pause where the video's at, and then you can take a look at what those powers do. But those are the domains available, and then animal companions available for the Druid. I personally love the boar, the giant centipede, the mastodon especially. I like the big things or the things that do poison. So giant centipede, monitor lizard. The monitor lizard also trips with poison, which is like, oof, 2-in-1, baby. Love it. So this is the Druid. Alright. Like I said, Druid, Blight Druid, Defender of the True World, and Fae Speaker are all in the game. Storm Druid, Draconic Druid, and Nature Fang are from the mod. So if you were interested in those, I would totally check that out. I'm putting the links for the mods that I use in my game in the description of this video. Please give those a look. If you're a new player, welcome to the world of RPGs, and specifically one of the greatest CRPGs of all time. Super excited to have you here. I hope that you're stoked about this game and maybe inspired to try something a little Druid maybe. If you're a veteran player, maybe this video makes you want to get the mod. Maybe this video inspired you to try out a different type of Druid. Change the pace, who knows? But yeah, awesome. I'm UnsungNPC. Thanks for watching this video. I will catch you guys in the next one.